Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Andrea and this is Beyond the Pink Door. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I am the owner of beyondthepinkdoor.com, which is, I'm biased, but it's a fabulous fabric shop based in Ireland. We are only online. We open sometimes to the public, but only online at the moment, and we are 2.5 years in operation. And I have to tell you girls, it's been a heck of a ride. I love it. I am so lucky to have it. So yeah, I am here now to welcome you all to January. So happy New Year, happy 2023. And first of all, I have to say thank you so much for following along my Vlogmas this year. It wasn't exactly the Vlogmas I had expected. Certainly wasn't the one I had planned. If you watch my Vlogmas, you'll know that I got flu, COVID, I don't know what it was, just before Christmas, and so I did a lot of my Vlogmas days from my couch. So thanks so much for watching, because I know the content wasn't great, but you were all so good to comment. I can't say that I'm fully recovered from it, so I'm still very breathless. I have a very small appetite. Funnily enough, I haven't lost any weight, even though I've eaten very little. I don't really get that, to be honest, because I was kind of hoping that was going to be like the bonus points to being sick. But anyway, yeah, my stomach is not very good at all. In fact, today I'm extremely bloated. I just feel ugh. But I think I need to get out and do a bit of a walk. I'm trying to drink loads of water today. Yeah, the bloat is unreal, and I don't know what it's from, because I've been eating really well. Even though I don't have a very big appetite. I have been taking some like charcoal based stomach tablet things. It doesn't seem to be doing any difference. So, and I'm bloated since yesterday. It's just horrible. But anyway, you don't really need to hear any of that. So I'm here with my first video of the new year. So I thought I would talk about like my plans and just things I want to do in 2023, apart from all the great shop stuff. So you may notice that I'm in a different space. So I did the whole January thing of, I mean it's only the 2nd, but I did the whole end of year thing of like assessing the house, assessing the business, assessing everything. And our shop has grown at a huge rate. I'm loving the word phenomenal at the moment. It has grown at a phenomenal rate over the last 2.5 years. And I run my business from home, which most of you know. And I just seem to be spilling out further and further into the house. So I had a meeting with my accountant before Christmas, and we talked about not exactly getting out of my house and getting into a unit, but possibly investing in almost like an outdoor, like a cabin, shed, workshop type thing. But I was kind of okay with that idea, but he also did say, now he's really good, I actually always appreciate and I always run things by him, he's actually very good. He knows me for so many years at this stage. He's known me through all the ups and downs that I've had, and yeah, I find him really great. So he knows all my struggles, he knows all my aims and my ambitions, and yeah, it's great. It's almost like speaking to a therapist at times. He's great. So yeah, he did say to me, you know, is there any way you can expand further into the house, basically? Just keep it contained. See, I personally love working from home. I love walking down the stairs, putting the kettle on, rubbing the dogs, seeing the cats. I love having my animals around the place. I would actually hate to have to get into the car every day and drive to work. I would even hate to have to go out of my house and into my workshop to work. But I mean, if I do have to do that in the future, then, you know, I just have to suck it up and that's it. But yeah, there's just something comfortable about it. Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. I don't mind living in my work, because that's what I'm doing now, more so than working from my home, to be fair. So yeah, I came back from the accountant. Caroline was here, and just for those of you again who don't know who Caroline is, Caroline joined my Beyond the Pink Door team in April, and she is brilliant. She works 3 days a week. I know her for years, and yeah, she's just great for like throwing ideas around. We think very similarly. So we had a walk around the house, and we thought, okay, we're very tied to the room that I do my lives in, and we needed to move the computer, the printer out. We needed to kind of have an office. So my daughter Keris, of course, has moved out within the last couple of months, and her bedroom is right beside where our shop is. So we decided, okay, do you know what? We're going to make Keris's bedroom into an office, move the printer in there, and just be a bit more contained. And also, sometimes when I'm cutting out, Caroline is doing computer work, it's a bit too distracting as well, and I find it myself as well that, you know, to do something that you're really concentrating on, so if I'm working on the website or doing shipping labels or things, it's a bit distracting to have somebody else there as well, so I thought it would be better. So that was our plan, and then we also of course have our Think Pink boxes that go out every month, so it's kind of like we're running two businesses at the moment. We're doing like our cut fabrics, and we're also doing the Think Pink boxes every month, and it all works really well together. So I've another room that I use as like storage room, which is the first room that we started Beyond the Pink Door in, and it's always been that like white elephant room that it's a very awkward little room. It's long and narrow, but it's a perfect storeroom. And we thought, okay, if we can organise that, we can make that into like our box room. So keep everything contained again. As fabrics come in, put them on the shelves, put the gifts, put the threads, put everything on the shelves and contain that. So this is our plan going forward. So since I've been feeling a little bit better, I have started to implement the whole moving plan, and I've been doing it on my own because basically I've had to move everything of Keris's out of that room upstairs, and I've started moving all her stuff into the spare bedroom. So that's what I started a couple of days ago. I moved everything out. I didn't like, it's all her own clothes that she's left and her books and things like that. There was a bit of rubbish. It's gone. Keris, if you're watching, there's some stuff gone, but it was only rubbish. It was only rubbish. And so I've had my big blue bin up near my front door, and I've just been putting stuff in there. So I then moved the computer, the printer, and everything into Keris's bedroom, and I have to say, oh my goodness, I am so thrilled with it. So thrilled. It looks good, and it actually looks very calm and organised. For the shop room then, we've another plan. This used to be my living room, so it's still got the original living room carpet, which I actually couldn't afford to change when I moved everything in there. So it's time for it to be changed. So I've ordered more shelving and some new cutting out desks for that room, and I have to say I'm so excited about these. So excited. They're coming at the end of January. So the plan is to get everything out of that room, floored, new shelving in there, and I honestly think we would know ourselves for 2023 because we'll have so much more space. The shelving is going to just free up more shelving because as we've expanded, we've brought in different lines of fabrics, we've brought in more brands, and we want to continue doing that in 2023. But I really needed to make this big plan. So excited to get into January this year and have all these plans and have all these changes. I'm so excited by it. So then moving Keris's bedroom up to the spare bedroom, I kind of had a spare double bed, and I thought, what am I going to do with that? Where am I going to put that? Now it all comes apart obviously, but I thought, oh, I'll put the double mattress under the spare bed, and I'll put the bed then up into the attic because we have a big attic, which is where I am now. So my plans started to change a bit. So I decided my sewing room originally downstairs that you're used to seeing with the pink wall behind me was Keris's bedroom when we first moved into the house. And she moved then to another room, and then she moved to another room. I don't know where she gets all this room moving from, but I definitely got it from my mother. My mother loved moving a room to a room, moving furniture, moving everything. She just thrived on it. And that seems to be the way it is in this house as well. So I decided that I was going to move Keris's entire bedroom back into her original bedroom. So my brother was here yesterday and we just had such a laugh about this. Like every single room in this house has had a different identity apart from the kitchen and my own bedroom. So I've moved things in the last 17 years so many times that it's almost ridiculous at this stage. So I thought, this actually works really nicely because I have felt recently that my sewing room downstairs has just been too bright. Now it's got 2 windows in it, which I really loved originally, and it gave lots of light. It's lovely in the summer, but at this time of the year when the sun is very low, I really have to pick my times to do a video. I really have to pick my time then to do some sewing because the sun comes directly in the window. I have to pull the blind down, and I hate that kind of closed in look. And it's a Venetian blind, so I've had to scrap a few videos recently because they've had lines through them where you can see the sunlight coming in through the Venetian blinds. So I thought, I think this is quite a good thing. I know this is an awful lot of extra work, but you know what? Now's the time to do it. So I started moving my sewing room up here into the attic because there's lovely light here. There's a ginormous Velux window skylight here in the room. Now I'm actually sitting behind it. It's behind the camera at the moment because that low sun is streaming in. Now it's really nice. I have my sewing machine underneath it. I will do a quick little video around this area, not that area because that's a mess. So I'm really happy to be up here now. It's much nicer, I think, for videos. It gives an awful lot of better it's definitely better light. I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm really happy with my efforts. Like, I ache everywhere because today is the 4th day of me moving. I have bruises all over my legs from bringing things up a very narrow set of stairs. I brought up a little calyx unit yesterday that almost killed me, and I'm not joking you. Like, the IKEA furniture is made from fresh air and sawdust, and they're so light, but when you're trying to get a little calyx unit up the stairs, and it's a very narrow stairs with 2 bends, I thought I was going to have to give up and bring it back down, but I was determined and I got it up the stairs. So I have nearly all of my stuff up here. Now let's see if I could do like a little, there's the sun, okay. So here is the door. I'm on a tripod now, that's a bit annoying. So here's the door, and outside that door is a set of stairs which brings you downstairs directly down to my other sewing room, my last sewing room. Can't show you to you because there's all bin bags out there from just so much rubbish I've got rid of. I have a load of stuff for the charity shop too, but most of it, I have to say, is rubbish. And it's been so cleansing. It's actually been such a great thing to do. So here's my half-finished Legan coat that I'm going to get back to. There's some shelving there. See, it's very, very sunny. There's the giant window, which is really great. Let me see, can we get some light? So a set of built-in shelves there that, this used to be like the kids' toy room, so that was always loads of toys there. There's the calyx unit that almost killed me, that wanted to be dramatic. And then I've brought up my shelves, or my desks, and I've put them up in a length together. I was going to put one and then put one at an angle, but when I tried it out, I didn't really like it. This camera won't focus now again because of so much brightness. So my sewing machine is right underneath the window, and I am actually going to dig out the cover for the sewing machine because I know what's going to happen is my sewing machine is actually going to get faded with all the light that comes in there because this is south facing. There's my Menke chair that I'm going to cover because I found some fabric while I was doing all of this. I found some fabric which is the same as that chair, so this is going to be covered very soon. I'm so happy. Can't wait to get sewing up here. I'm so excited. So it looks like a very small space, but it's quite a big space because the rest of the room here now is... I'll give you a quick look. Just, it's going to be quick because it's such a mess. So there's a bed, chairs, and there you go, that's all you're seeing. It's a mess. I have to, yeah, take apart that bed. My son, who has obviously left home as well, that's the thing about kids, you know, you bring them up, you love them, and then they leave you. and they leave all their crap behind. So yeah, I have a single bed here I'm going to take apart because my son has all his Lego here. It's all on shelves. I have to take the bed apart. I'm actually going to get rid of the bed because it was underneath this window. It's only a laminate, and yeah, it's just wrecked. And yeah, it was never a great bed anyway. It was damaged, so it's not even something that I can donate. It's not great. So I'm going to get rid of that. I have my previous dining room chairs, which are similar to this, and I've held on to them because they're not in great shape, but I thought I may cover them as chairs at some stage, but I actually think I'm just going to list them on Facebook Marketplace for a very low amount, and just, you know, somebody might cover them. I think they're really great if you wanted to cover a chair like this. I don't feel I'm ever going to use them again because I have my island in the kitchen and that's where we sit. The way the shop is expanding as well, I can't see myself having a dining room again at any great time. You know, sometimes you just have to let go of stuff, don't you? So I think, yeah, they're going to go on Facebook Marketplace and hopefully somebody will get value out of them. I have found a lot of stuff as well while I've been doing all this moving. I have a lot of fabric. I don't have a massive stash, to be perfectly honest, because I kind of consider the shop as being my massive stash. I found these scissors when I was doing my moving, and they're just a timber pair of scissors. You can't use them, they're just a thingy. And they used to belong to my grandmother, so if you watched my Vlogmas, you will know that I inherited all of my grandmother's sewing and all her stuff. And this is one of the things that I inherited. So I've managed to put them up there on my pegboard. So I took my pegboards down from my sewing room because, I mean, do you really have a sewing room if you don't have a pegboard? So I managed to put them up yesterday, and I positioned 2 hooks in such a way now that I can put up these scissors, which I really love. And I just love that they're actually in the backdrop of my video as well. That's really nice. I've got my cover stitch machine, I've got my overlocker, and I've got my domestic sewing machine, and I've got the 3 of them set up now in such a way that they're manageable, that I can use them. And yeah, it's been great, really good. It's been so therapeutic, honestly. Getting rid of so much stuff that I have gathered. I don't have everything up from the sewing room yet, and I have to do an awful lot of sorting out before I can move all Keris's stuff in there. I actually think I'm going to paint it first, because it's like a sieve from all the holes I've put in the walls from hanging up this, that and the other, and pegboards and threads and lots of things. So I think I'm going to take the opportunity. Nobody's going to be sleeping in the room for a while. Nobody's really going to be upstairs for a while. So my landing at the moment, my spare bedroom and the ex-sewing room are just an absolute tip at the moment. But you know, that's okay, because now I have a sewing area that I can't wait to come up to, and I also have an office which is so tidy. We are putting Think Pink boxes together this week. We don't have the boxing room sorted yet because there's still a lot of stuff in there, but I have managed to make lots of room in my front hall now as well, so we're going to use that as the box room. So everything by degrees. So I thought there's no point in me putting Keris's bed and all her belongings into her original bedroom until I paint it first, because it really is such a mess. And I have some great ideas. I've been looking up the B&Q website for wallpaper and some paint. So I will let you in on how that's going as it progresses. So I haven't even got to my notes because I actually wrote a couple of notes. I've decided this year it is a pointless exercise to do the Make 9. Pointless, pointless. I did my Make 9 last year and I've made 2 items, and one was the Deer and Doe Nenúfar jacket. Love it, really like that. It was pain in the backside to make for alterations to fit me, but you know, that's life, isn't it? That's part of sewing. And I also made the denim jacket that I had planned, which I can't remember which one it was. Stevie or Stacey from Style Arc, but I made those. And I have started the legging coat. Now, my plans for Make 9 last year were just far too ambitious. It was ridiculous. I wanted to make 9 like outerwear jackety coats in the year. Madness. I mean, there's only 12 months in the year. It was a bit mad. But what I'm going to do is I definitely want to make obviously I want to finish my leg and coat, that's definitely. And there's the itch to stitch jacket that I can't remember the name of, but I'll leave I'm going to say the Pax jacket, but I could be wrong. It's just like a little blazer that you make out of ponte, and I really fancy that look, so I'm definitely going to make that this year as well, she says. I've got my notes here, that's why I'm looking down. So yeah, make night, not one for me. That was a big fail, massive fail. What I really want to do this year is get back to bra making, because in the move I realised I have a lot of bra making stuff. So I have loads of elastic, I have loads of all the fabrics. I so enjoyed the bra making process when I started it. I just could not get the fit right, but I made at least 5-6 bras, couldn't get the fit right, but I'm going to give it a go again because I love the process of learning something new. Just absolutely love it, and I feel I've had a little break now and I can give it another go again. So yeah, that's definitely on my list. The other thing on my list as well, and I feel very bad with this, is I've got this Cricut Joy. Now Jason really kindly bought this for me for my birthday. Not last year, the year before. And I haven't used it yet. Keris has used it, but I haven't had the headspace to figure out how to use it. And it's actually, I'm going to be very confident and say it's actually quite simple to use, because last night, because I took this out and brought it up here and brought up, I've loads of vinyls, I've loads of everything. I've even bought the heat press, now not the big one, but I've bought this little teeny weeny one. And I'm so ashamed that I haven't used it yet. I really fancy making some t-shirts for myself and putting like little slogans and things on them. Now I'm going to say, I'm not a slogan t-shirt. Like, I'm really not. But I fancy making a few ideas. I definitely have a few ideas. I have some lovely like animal print vinyls that I'm dying to use. And yeah, I have a few ideas. So I was looking at Cricut Joy YouTube videos last night, and it actually looks like such a simple process. I've downloaded the app on how to design things, and actually last night before I went to bed I wanted to come up here and give it a go, and then I thought, no, don't, because that's not a good idea. Something could go horribly wrong. So yeah, I'm dying to give that a go as well, so I'm going to try that. I have lots of decorating to do this year. I did a lot last year in the house, but I still have a lot to do this year. So I do have some curtains and blinds and cushions and things like that to make as well this year. I most certainly want to do some more sew-alongs this year. I love doing sew-alongs. I absolutely love them. I don't enjoy the filming, I don't enjoy the editing, you know that, but I love doing the sew-alongs. And then I love getting all the feedback from the sew-along, because I know that so many people find them so informative. So I'm wearing the Atelier Jupe Olivia blouse today, and this has been one that I'm dying to make and dying to make a sew-along for, so this is on the list. I've recently made the Tilda shirt dress. That's going to be a sew-along at some stage. I feel that I'm a bit better organised up here in terms of light as well, where I can have my camera set up. I think I am actually going to get some sort of blind for that window, so that, not a blackout blind, but something that will like dim the light, so it won't be so glaring in on top of me when I'm filming, because I'm literally filming now behind the window because it's just so bright today, which is a lovely thing, but I like the light up here a lot better, and I think it'll be an awful lot better for filming as well. I think that's all on my list there. Yeah, in terms of sewing for myself, I'm just going to wing it, because that's kind of worked for the last couple of years. Last year, when I look back at all I made last year, I'm actually really thrilled with what I made. When I first got back into sewing again, I started the YouTube channel, I was kind of making things that I felt that people would like to see. But they weren't necessarily always something that I wanted to wear, so they were interesting to sew. I'm trying to think of an example, but I can't think. But this year I made a lot of stuff that I wore. So I made a lot of Atelier Jupe. They are my fave. You know, they're my favourite patterns. I cannot wait to see what they bring out in their next launch of patterns. can't wait, because I just love them. I always love them. So I made a lot of Olivia tops, I made a lot of Frida blouses, I've recently made the Emma. I reckon I could just live in a wardrobe of Atelier Joux patterns. I'd be so happy. I had made my entire wardrobe for going on holidays last year, which was brilliant, and I wore everything. I kind of really thought about what I was making and what I was going to wear. Sorry, my nose is still slightly running from this cold. So this year I'm just going to make what I fancy and what I know I'm going to wear, because as much as I love sewing, I mean, is there any point in being wasteful and making things that I'm not necessarily going to wear? I don't think so. So I'm really happy with all that I've actually made in 2022, and I'm also so happy with the amount of wear I've got out of all of them. And I'm a pattern repeater. It's just the way I am. I love finding a pattern that I really like and just mass producing it. I mean, it's going to look different in every fabric, isn't it? You know, it's only you that are going to know, oh, she's wearing another Frida blouse, she's wearing another Olivia. That doesn't bother me. If I wore, and I probably did, I wore a South Bank sweater dress for, I'd say, 25 of the 31 days. Is it 31 days in December? I think so. Yeah, I just love the South Bank sweater dress. I'm quite happy in it. And yeah, I'm dying to see the next Atelier Joux patterns, because I will probably mass produce them. Yeah, so that's my sewing plans. So I have my Cricut, I have my bra making, and I most definitely have some household things that I want to make and do my sew-alongs, and just hope that 2023 is as busy for us in beyondthepinkdoor.com, and that we are excited about every new fabric drop that comes in, and I have a feeling it's going to be another great year. So yeah, thank you. This has been a long video. I kind of knew it would be. When I have the rest of my sewing room kind of sorted, I might do another little video on, you know, when it's tidier and when I've shifted all of that stuff over there. Or not, I won't be able to shift all that stuff because a lot of it is my son's Lego, which he loves. But there is quite a bit that I need to clear up. I need to bring up my ironing board and my iron yet. So I have to figure out like a little ironing station here, which will all come together. So thank you if you've watched all the way this far, and again, wishing you a happy new year, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.